Tell me that the payment's too high.
Payment's too high.
Mark, I understand. If you hadn't said that, I would have thought something was wrong with you. Everybody that buys a car from us says exactly the same thing. It's not a problem, we understand. Other than the payment, though, everything else is fine. Nothing else will stop you from taking your new Honda home, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Mark, let's take a look at the big picture, okay? I'm even going to go. I'm going to go to the high side here. $365 at 60 months. Okay. When I say big picture, I don't want to look at your payment today. I don't want to look at your payment next month or the month after or the month after. I want to look at your payments in total. Okay. 5 years from now, if you keep this car and if you make all your payments on time, you're going to have a free and clear title, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. Any idea what this car will be worth in 5 years? Worst case scenario, it's going to be worth about 40% of what the MSRP is. Okay? Now, could it be worth less? Sure. If you pile it into a tree a couple times, if you don't take care of it, you know, if you bring it back or try to sell it and it's just trashed, it won't be worth 40%. On the other hand, if you take great care of it, it can be worth up to 50%. Okay? But let's use 40. That means 5 years from today, 12 carry the 1, that's 8. You're going to have a savings account that's not in the bank. It's not even a piggy bank. It's going to look like a 2014 Honda Accord LX, but it's going to be worth $9,200. Okay? That's an asset that you will own free and clear. I mean, you could borrow against it, you could sell it, you could trade it. True?
True.
Okay. Now, let's take that 9,200, divide it by 60. That's 1, 320, 4, 5, 0, 3,000, 22. That's 3. Downstairs. Hello? Yes. Chris? Who's the salesperson? Larry Calvert. All right, I go check with him and then give him a call. What's his number? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you. All right, bye.
9,200 divided by 60?
Divided by 60 is 153.
Yeah.
Now, what that means, have you ever talked to a financial advisor or read that, you know, if you're going to save money, you should always pay yourself first?
Yep.
Okay. Most people find it very difficult to do. With this payment, $153 of that $365 you're paying to Mark Hunter's savings account. Okay? Because that's what you're going to have at the end, which means your net payment is $212 for a 2014 Accord LX. Now, do me a favor, take 212 and divide it by 30.
Seven. 7.06.
That's what it costs you to drive a 2014 Accord LX. $7.06 a day. Now, it gets better than that. Take 92 and divide it, or multiply it times 0.07. 9,200 times 0.07.
$644.
When you go to trade it, you're going to have a $644 tax credit to go on top of all that. Okay? So here's the big picture. The $365 looks like a great big old payment, but in fact, it's not. 153 of it's going into a savings account. All right, which means you drive an Accord for $7 a day. When you go to trade it, another $644 goes in your pocket on top of the $9,200. $365 doesn't look so bad now, does it, Mark? Need your okay right there. Everything is mathematically perfect. People don't think this way, though, do they?
No.
You know what? It's our job as a salesman to help them think this way. People don't think about what their car is going to be worth in 5 years when they're sitting there across the table arguing with you over the amount of the payment. That's why a salesman today, Mark, has got to become an educator. You've got to help people get it, because most don't. And they don't get it because they don't buy a car very often. We think they're brilliant. And do they have access to a lot of information? Lord knows they do. But fact of the matter is that information that they have access to isn't always right, nor do they process it correctly. Because if they did, they'd know that some of the offers they make us are $2,000 and $3,000 below invoice. What business sells a product for way less than it costs them to buy it? And the answer is no business that plans on staying in business, but yet we still get crazy offers, don't we? Nobody believes us. A good salesman does this. Now, if that doesn't work, we're on the Honda Accord LX, and you tell me that 365 is too much. I say, hey, Mark, how would a payment of maybe $300 a month sound to you? A lot better? Mm-hmm. I understand. And you know what? We got plenty of brand new Hondas and even some pre-owned ones we can deliver to you for $300 a month. However, you told me, number one, you wanted a new car. Do you?
True.
Okay. Number two, you said you wanted 4 doors, correct? Okay. Number three, obviously you got to have air conditions, power locks, power windows, etc., etc., etc. Now, if you'd like to step down to a 2014 Civic EX, okay, which is actually more nicely equipped than the Accord, we can make this $300 a month happen very easily.
Take it away.
The difference is $65 a month. And you know what? There's 4 ways you can go here, okay? And we'll do it any way you want to, Mark. Number one,